What's going on, YouTube? We're back with Shades of. We're continuing our review of Pokemon Sun and Moon. Now, I have come to realize that I am actually very behind. Well, not very behind. I'm just like an episode behind where I should be, because episode 5 came out. No, episode. Yeah, 5 came out today, and I haven't done 3 or 4 yet. So I decided for this one and this one only, I'm going to combine the episodes into one review. Now that means this one's going to be a little bit extra long, probably about 20 minutes, depending on how long it takes me to watch and review all. As always, I'm not going to be putting the episode into this video. Of course, if you want to watch before me commenting, then feel free to watch it yourselves. But if you're using this once again as a springboard as to whether or not you want to dive into the series or not, I would say watch it a little bit, because once again, these are riddled with spoilers. Because again, I can only just say I like the series and just watch it. So go ahead and watch. And of course, I'm just going to go straight to the episode right now. So anyway, I will see you guys when I see you. Alright guys, what's up? Okay, just watched the episode, and I just realized that apparently in Japan, when this episode released, it was an hour-long special. So, it's technically okay for me to put them both in the same episode. But I will split it up, because the websites I use split it up into 2 episodes. So, that's fine. Because it did have an official ending, but it kind of robbed me of listening to the ending theme again, because it was an hour-long special. Whatever! The opening theme was good enough. But anyway, let's just give us a quick summary of the episode. Professor Kukui gave Ash a Pokedex, which is called the Pokemon Zukan in Japanese. I'm not sure what that directly translates to. Maybe Pokemon Encyclopedia, like it said in, it was in, like, everything. But whatever. But Ash was like, it's not turning on. And he's like, oh, we have to activate it. And he called a Rotom, and the Rotom possessed the Pokedex, which is, again, the big thing that was announced when Sun and Moon came out, which is kind of cool. But the thing is, this Rotom, it floats and flies and does not need to be in Ash's backpack all the time. It's its own character, which is kind of cool, I guess. I feel like it's gonna get annoying at some point. Hold on, let me center this camera. I feel it's gonna get annoying at some point, but I don't know. But for now, Rotom seems to be a very likable character so far, very endearing. It just wants to update the Pokemon Encyclopedia inside of itself as it goes on. It introduced itself by describing what it says is what its encyclopedia says about Pikachu, and the encyclopedia said if you pull its tail, it will bite you. But Pikachu, of course, being in pain and annoyed, just shocked everyone. So it's like updating. It shocks people. Blah blah blah. But that's what it was. But the episode mainly was about to celebrate Ash getting the what is it again? The goddamn Pokedex. God, what's wrong with me? They went on a class field exercise of trying to catch one, so it would allow Ash to catch a Pokemon. I find it that it's really weird that Ash was the only one in that school who got a Pokedex, but I think that's because he was like, I'm gonna go on take the island challenges when I'm ready. I think that's basically what why he got the Pokedex, because he's gonna go to the different islands and collect data, I suppose. And maybe his classmates will go with him. I don't know. I still don't know if they're a temporary thing, because they're all around. They're still around following him as he goes on the thing, as he goes on to this field exercise. They went there to assist him, as it seems, but they weren't doing it themselves. I don't know, it just seems that because Ash is the main character, they're just giving him odd perks of being a main character, whatever. But I have to say, good episode so far, but it did allow us to put in some old characters. Not Serena, of course, she's in Hoenn. It's too soon for a partner cameo. But, of course, our typical bad guys came in this episode, Team Rocket, of course. Little did they know that, of course, as per usual, Team Rocket's team does reset, but unlike when they got rid of Arbok and Weezing, it wasn't sad. They just, left them at Team Rocket HQ, which is weird. Why didn't they do that for Arbok and Weezing. God, I miss those guys. They were cool. But as Team Rocket's like wandering around the forest, where Ash is also wandering around, they come across a Mimikyu, which apparently is very creepy. It's like, ugh, just super creepy in the game. Like Tumblr and like social media and everything made Mimikyu out to be a very endearing, sad Pokemon. Like I feel like its description in the Pokedex in the games was like, what? It wears a rag that looks like Pikachu because it wants the attention. And people were like, oh my god, that's so sad. But as far as the anime makes it out to be, it's very creepy. Well, endearingly creepy. Like, it makes clicking noises instead of, like, you know, the cry in the game where it sounds like it's trying to say Pikachu. And apparently Meowth, who can understand Mimikyu, is like, it's saying some really creepy shit here. Help! But Jessie finds it endearing and like thinks it's kind of cute, so she wants to catch it. But before they have a chance to catch it, Ash and his group show up and they hide in the bushes while the Mimikyu is like, what the fuck's going on? But as they're watching, they slowly see that like the Mimikyu seems to hate Pikachu. But as Ash wants to try and capture Mimikyu, it's shown that Mimikyu is actually fairly strong. It can handle a battle with Pikachu toe-to-toe. It's really weird. I'm not really sure if they reset Pikachu's power, because, like, they clearly comment that Mimikyu is very strong, that its Shadow Ball can, like, go head-to-head with Pikachu's Electro Ball and actually knock it back. But seeing its power, Team Rocket, well, Jessie mainly, was like, I'm not gonna let Ash get this one. So they intervene, and their introduction comes in, and like all of Ash's friends are like, who's Team Rocket? Of course, they're not around there. The closest thing they have is Team Skull, and they're just a bunch of hoodlums. They're not even criminals, as far as I know. But, Ash explains what Team Rocket does, and they're like, you steal Pokemon? You're thieves, blah, blah, blah. And as Ash is gonna battle Team Rocket, Mimikyu comes in and, like, saves them because, of course, their only Pokemon are Meowth and Wobbuffet. And, again, I think Wobbuffet's just there for comic relief. And it's, like, Meowth was gonna use Fury Swipes, Pikachu was gonna use Electro Ball, and he's like, oh my god, Electro Ball already? And then Mimikyu comes in and deflects the Electro Ball with Shadow Claw or Shadow Ball, I don't remember, but it knows both moves. And they're like, oh, it's gonna help us, and Meowth translates that Mimikyu hates Pikachu. It wears its appearance, but it doesn't exactly like it. And it just hates Pikachu's for some reason, or at least that specific Mimikyu. And apparently a lot of other creepy things that Meowth refused to translate. But, so, that's kind of how the anime takes Mimikyu, and I'm pretty sure it's actually pretty good, because it wears Pikachu's appearance, because it hates its own appearance, and because it creeps people out, and it wants the attention that Pikachu gets, the positive attention. But oddly enough, like, the attention that it got from Team Rocket wasn't necessarily negative, and the attention it got from the kids wasn't necessarily negative either. So, I don't know. Maybe if it's its true form, it would be creepy. But before the battle can go anywhere, really, Team Rocket is literally picked up by a Beware. A big, hulking, jacked Beware. It was kind of weird. Like, it just came up behind them and picked him up and walked away. And then Meowth was like, hey, Mimikyu, can you help us out first? Like we can fight Pikachu another day. We'll go save our friends from the Beware. It's kind of weird saying Beware. I prefer the Japanese name Kitaguruma, which is weird also. But, like, it's still. But yeah, that was the end of the episode. What can I say for this one? It was a good introduction to the Pokemon Mimikyu. Like, I like how the anime took it. It, like, from what the hype was when Mimikyu was announced, it was like Mimikyu was a really sad Pokemon. No, here it's like a very strong, self-reliant Pokemon that just hates Pikachu and wishes to just get the same amount of attention. But one thing that was weird was that Meowth looked under the rag and had like hallucinations that apparently went to the afterlife. But it was weird because like he was walking down a long tunnel and then saw a group of female Pokemon, which was a Glaceon, a Gardevoir, and a Lopunny. And I'm like, are you the same egg type? And I'm gonna look that up right now. Well, 2 out of 3 of them are. Glaceon and Lopunny are the same field type. I mean, egg type, field. And Gardevoir is amorphous, and I think that means they can adapt? No? Not sure. I don't know. But it seems that they are the same field type, so it makes sense. And then after that, Jesse and James managed to wake him up, and he was totally fucking creeped out. But that's the episode. I would say that this one is just like setting up Team Rocket and their team as of right now, because it opened with Team Rocket coming in, or did it open with Ash getting the Pokédex? I don't remember which. It was both. But I have to say, back on the animation thing, it's not about Ash being like more childish here. One thing that I was like, what is so different about Team Rocket? I mean, yeah, the art style changed a little bit. They're a little rounder and more like kid-friendly, quote-unquote. But one thing that was awkward is that like some scenes outline the individual teeth that Team Rocket have, and I'm just like, that's weird a little bit, because typically, anime doesn't show the teeth, or just has the one line, the one block to show that they have teeth, not the individual lines like in real life. And I thought that was a little odd. It's a design choice, and I say it works. I say it's off-putting because I'm not used to it, because it typically anime and animation in general doesn't show individual teeth unless it's trying to be creepy or like a certain thing. But I guess just because they're Team Rocket and they're supposed to be mischievous, give them the individual lines. They don't always do that. Sometimes they don't show any teeth. Sometimes it's the single chunk of like white that's supposed to be the teeth. But I just felt like I had to talk about that because it's weird. It's weird. But anyway, I think that's all I can say about this episode. It's a setup episode to Mimikyu and Team Rocket. And it said it was an hour-long special, so I'm guessing both episodes are going to go together. But anyway, I'm going to go to the next episode, and I will see you guys after the cut. Alrighty, ladies and gents, we are back from episode 4, and let me just say that this was the cutest episode yet, because of one Pokemon. The frickin' Owlet! Oh, it was so cute! He's so small, and round, and soft. He's so cute. But anyway, as per usual, I will be giving a summary of the episode. The episode starts off with, Ash trying to catch a Grubbler? I think that's what it's called. Looks like a grub with pin series right here. And like him and Pikachu are battling it, and once again, it's hard to tell if Pikachu has been, reset once again, because he had a tough time battling this Grubbler. Grubbler? I don't remember what it's called. Hang on, let me look it up. It's a Grubbin. G-U-R-U-B-B-I-N. A Grubbin. It always seems that like Pikachu has been reset because technically those should be weak Pokemon. But in the Pokemon anime, guess what? Every Pokemon comes in various strengths. Sometimes you can come across a really strong one, and sometimes you come across a really weak one. Whatever. Pikachu actually lost the Grubbin, and Ash could not catch it. He actually threw the Pokeball at it, it popped out, and then attacked Pikachu again, and Pikachu got knocked down. But before that, it dug underground and went behind Ash's friends, and when it popped out, it scared Lily, and her face will be a valuable reaction gif or reaction image for many, many, many years to come, or at least until the new Pokemon season comes out. But yes, as per usual. But of course, Mallow, or Mao as the Japanese uses, and for some reason it was changed. Is that so hard to say when it comes to like translation? Because her localization name was Mallow. It's a bit more difficult to say than Mao. But takes Ash and Pikachu to the Pokemon Center, and we like shift to Team Rocket, who hasn't caught the Mimikyu yet, and was in Beware's den, I guess you could call it. It's in a tree, so I'll call it a den. And Jessie, I keep thinking Musashi because her name in Japanese, but Jessie throws 2 Pokeballs at it, and like it just knocks them away. And then James, who was polishing a luxury ball, was like dropped it, and Jessie was like, "Oh, a luxury ball, let's use that." James begging not to use it because it's part of his collection, and she was like, "Pokeballs are meant to be used." So she throws it, and it actually catches the Mimikyu. And I think that's actually kind of cool, because a Mimikyu, which is always like said to be like just pining for attention, gets a luxury ball as its home. Not a regular Pokeball, a luxury ball, which is cool, which is described to be like a perfectly pampered containment for a Pokemon. Who knows? It could just be a painted Pokeball. But they catch it, and the Beware, who actually means them no harm, comes back into the den, and they're freaking out because they think it's gonna eat them for some reason. Just feeds them honey from Combi, which means there's Combi on this island, which means there are Unova? Is that the one from Black and White? I always get confused because after literally after Ruby and Sapphire, I don't remember the regions. I think that's my fault. I don't remember X and Y's region. I should. I'm gonna be yelling at myself in post, but I should. But anyway, so it feeds them the honey, and they're like super thankful and blah blah blah. But back in town, which was the opening, and I should have said this, a flock of Pikipek and a Trumbeak fly through town and start like taking berries from stands, and then there's a whole environmental message of nature provides for all things, so it's okay that they take the fruit, and because they only come around this time of year anyway, so blah blah blah, they fly away. But following the flock was the little Owlet. He's so cute and so hungry and so carefree. He's just so small and round. But instead of picking up a berry, it picks up a berry-shaped wind chime, and it takes it to the nest. And when they come back, there's a big toucanon that's like the leader of this flock, I suppose, and they're just like piling the berries in front of it so that they can all conglomerate food. And the little Owlet puts the bell there, and then they're just like, that's not a berry, that's a bell. Please bring something like this. And like it's just chilling there, just super laid back, and it actually falls asleep as it's being lectured. And the Trumbeak yells at it, says, "Go get an actual berry now," and it flies away. Cut back to Ash and Mao, who are just sitting there, like having a chat, and like Ash is being like, "I'm gonna catch a Pokemon today," and like Mokuro, or Owlet, as it's just flying over, and it sees Mao's Bone Sweet, which apparently smells like berries, and it smells it, and like it thinks it's a berry and wants to pick it up. But of course, Bone Sweet, being used to it, looks up, sees it, and then like just counterattacks, and then like it just sits flying. It gets sent flying enough that like it lands on a power line and it gets super tired and falls off. Ash runs over and catches it, and then it wakes up on Ash's backpack, liking Ash's backpack, and then they feed it. And that was just the cutest little scene, because it's just sitting there content after eating, and just like with its eyes closed and so soft and small, and Ash pets it, and he's so cute. He's just so cute. I love it. And then Mao puts a watermelon in the bowl that it was eating from, and then it takes it and flies away. They catch it. I mean, they run after it. They run after it, and they come to the nests that the flock made, and it comes there. But it was just a really cool thing, that because the toucanon was pacing back and forth, and had a flashback as to when when they got Owlet to join their flock. His beak gets really hot apparently, and it uses that to hatch eggs. And like all of the eggs hatched the Pikipeks except one, which was the Owlet. And he's like, "Oh, well, you're part of our flock now. I hatched you, whatever." But it's super worried because the Owlet's a little spacey and like too laid back and like just wants to eat. It brought back the watermelon, and then the Trumbeak congratulates it. It gets so happy and like has a little blush because he's so cute. I'm gonna keep saying it's cute. It's fucking adorable. It's just I want it. I want it. But that's when Ash comes in, and it's like, "Oh, you have so many friends here, and like it's like a family." And then Team Rocket comes in. Of course they do, because the Pikipeks and Trumbeaks took the food from the Beware, and they want to get it back because he fed them, so they want to pay him back. So of course they don't want to just do that. They want to capture the Pikipeks, the Trumbeak, and the Toucanon. And Ash is like, hey, you can't do that. And they're like having the whole discussion. And of course Mimikyu comes back, of course, because they caught it. And Mimikyu and Pikachu have a battle, and Mimikyu actually managed to knock Pikachu out, or at least like have it off balance. And Mokuro, the Owlet helps it by using Leaf Storm, I think? I don't know what the move was. It might be a new move that I have never heard of, but the Japanese subtitle said Leaf Storm, or whatever it was. But it helped out Pikachu, and it saved its friends. But Team Rocket does not blast off anymore. What happens is that in the middle of battle, the Beware will just come in and pick them up and carry them away again, which is apparently the new blast off. I miss the blast off, but also I don't miss the blast off. I kind of like the dynamic between Team Rocket and the Beware. I don't know why the Beware is doing this. Apparently its Pokedex description was something along the lines of, it wants friends and it wants to hug people, but it's too strong, and it will break spines. Awesome. But maybe that's it. Maybe it just wants friends and it picked Team Rocket. But, of course, Ash is like, hey, Mokuro, you saved your friends. Good for you! And instead of, catching it, it was like, okay, bye. Because, Rotom was like, why? Why aren't you catching it? And he's like, well, because he has a friends and family here. But as he's going away, Mokuro's calling out to him like a little cute cinnamon bun he is. The Toucanon's like pushing him forward, being like, hey, kid, you gotta join this boy. And because one of the comments called him the Godfather, and I'm calling him the Godfather. Hey, Owlet, you gotta join this boy. He's good for you. He will make you strong. He will train you. And he goes, yeah, and they go, and Mokuro just flies into Ash's backpack, which apparently he keeps open. He doesn't zip it up, which is weird. I don't know, but it's so cute. It just perfectly fits in the backpack. It's adorable. I want one. Not like in the game. I want an actual Owlet, because apparently it's just so often. But yeah, Ash is like, you want to catch it? You want to come with me? And they're like, yeah! And he catches it, and Rotom is like, the fuck? You could just ask? And I'm just like, yeah, they've done that throughout the series a bunch of times. Why not now? But yes, so that's it, and and that's where the episode ends, and they have a Owlet now. And it's just, again, it's just setting up Ash's team. It's a little bit more, it's just like, these are the first couple episodes until he starts getting into the Alolan League, or whatever they're gonna call it, the Island Challenges. He's just gonna be catching Pokemon, and just living life at the school, which, again, there's not a lot to talk about right now. But, that Owlet was just so cute. Oh god. I'm gonna be really sad when it evolves, because then it's just gonna look like Aaron Hansen. And that's gonna be weird. And then it's gonna turn to the Green Arrow. And that's gonna be weird. And I'm not gonna like it. I want it to stay soft and round forever. But whatever. That was the episode. Honestly, my comments on it are just, Owlet's cute as fuck. Its backstory was kind of cool, because I don't know how its egg ended up with a Toucanon. And that family of Toucanon, Trumbeak, and Pikipeks was actually very supportive toward Owlet. They loved him being in there. They were just like, you just gotta carry your weight, and we love you. And they were his friends, and they loved him, and it was just a really sweet episode all around. It was kind of cool that it was just Ash and Mao. I kind of feel like having the whole group around all the time is kind of overload, because there's just a lot of them. There's just so many of them. But yeah, that was it. There was no backstory on Mao. It was just that she has a bone sweet, and it seems to be a grass type specialist. I would have to say that good episode. I love it. I love it a lot. It's just that I love how they give every Pokemon a personality. The Toucanon was like the big boss of the flock, and was just really calm, cool, and collected. and wanted what was best for his family. And the Trumbeak was like not controlling, but like a doting mother or elder sibling that was like, you gotta do this right. You can't bring home. You can't feed a flock with a wind chime. Go get a real berry. And then the Owlet's just really hungry all the time and really cute and super laid back and just wants to be warm in the backpack and it's just so cute. So cute. And it's the typical Ash fashion that he needs to have an emotional connection to the Pokemon before catching it. Yay! But that's it for this episode. Kudos to Pokemon Sun and Moon. Kudos to making a super cute Pokemon, but in the past we have complained about your new Pokemon designs, and Owlet, Rowlet, whatever it's called, I think it's Rowlet, super round, soft, cinnamon roll of a Pokemon, and it needs to stay that way forever. When it evolves, it doesn't turn into Desudai. It turns into smaller. It just gets smaller and rounder, and cute forever. Just super strong and cute. Do that. Yay! But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you want more videos from me or from this series, or have another series or of anime or cartoons that you want me to comment on, put those in the comments. But as always, my name is Shade, and I hope you've enjoyed your day in the shade. See you guys later. Bye-bye!